take a deep breath. For a moment, the noise of the world is silenced. Close the eyes of haste and open those of the soul. Because now, you are about to enter a sacred place. A place where fear has no place. Where the impossible bows before faith. Where God is not a distant idea, but a real shelter. Psalm 91 is not just a reading, it's a shield. It is a living promise. It is a call to total trust in the one who never fails. Maybe you arrived here tired, injured, or trying to hold on to what hope you still have left. But know this, you are not alone. This psalm was written for days like yours, for hearts that cry in silence, for souls seeking refuge in the midst of the storm, for those who need it, more than ever, feel that there is still a God who sees, who hears, and that acts. Today, you will not just hear beautiful words, you will feel the presence of God invading your environment, touching your spirit, and calming the pain that no one sees. So come pray with me. Let every verse of this sacred psalm be a balm on your wounds, a sword against your fears, and a divine hug for your tired soul. Because there is a place where peace never ends, where protection is certain, and where the love of God covers you like powerful wings. The hiding place of the Most High. Let's go there together. Pray with me now the powerful Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, the one who silences the heart and allows himself to immerse himself in the infinite love of God. This one knows true rest. It's not just resting the body, it is rest for the soul. It is a shelter that no storm invades. It is peace that no war touches. It is the secret place where God's presence envelops, heals, and transforms. There is a place where the soul sheds fear, where the voices of anxiety are silenced, where the whole world seems far away. This place exists, and it's not outside, it's inside you. When you retreat into the Most High, when you trust, even without understanding, when you take a deep breath and surrender. He is your refuge and your fortress, not a fortress of stones and walls, but an invisible fortress made of eternal promises, made of unbreakable love, of care that does not fail. How many times have you felt alone? How many sleepless nights trying to understand the pain, the time, the silence? How many times everything seemed uncertain, but still something inside you said, "Trust, He is with you." And it was, even when you didn't feel it, even when you prayed and the sky seemed silent, even when the ground shook beneath your feet. For He delivers you from the snare of the fowler, from the invisible trap, from the hidden dangers that surround you without you noticing. He keeps you from the sneaking danger that stalks at night, of the disguised evil that appears during the day. There are battles you've never seen. There are wars that you don't even know were fought by you. How many times have you been spared without noticing? How many times has your soul been enveloped by invisible wings? Yes, He will cover you with His feathers. Under His wings you will find refuge. And there, the fear disappears. There, tears become silent prayers. There, your weakness finds strength. You shall not fear, not even the darkness that scares, nor the arrow that flies during the day, nor the plague that creeps stealthily, nor the destruction that devours at noonday. Because he who trusts, rests. He who dwells, remains. And he who loves, is saved. 1,000 will fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but you will not be hit. Not because you are strong, but because He is your strength. Not because you deserve it, but because He loves you. You will look around and see the signs. You will see how evil has no dominion over those who are hidden in Him. Because you have made the Lord your refuge. Because your heart surrendered. No evil will befall you. It's not an empty promise. It's an alliance. Alliance made with blood, with love, with eternity. And He will give His angels orders concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. Crooked paths, dark paths, uncertain paths, all of them. He knows every curve, every crossroads, every misstep. And even when you stumble, you will not fall, for his hands will sustain you. You don't walk alone. You never walked. It will never walk. You will tread on the lion and the serpent. You will face what you fear most, and he will win, not with your strength, but with the strength of him who lives within you. Because the truth is this: he loves you. And when the love of God rests upon someone, nothing can touch that soul the same way again. Your story is not a sum of successes and failures. She is a thread, guided by the Father's hands. Every pain, every miracle, every tear, it's all part of the plan. And because you know his name, he will put you in a high place, not for vainglory, but for protection, for intimacy, for communion. When you call, he will answer. Even in silence, there is an answer. Even in waiting, there is presence. In anguish, he will be with you, and not just with you, will deliver you and will glorify you. That's the promise. This is the love that does not change. This is the shelter for your weary soul. This is the voice that echoes in the midst of the storm and says, "Fear not, I am here." There are times when everything inside us screams for answers, but heaven, in its wisdom, responds with silence. And in this silence, there is more presence than we imagine, because faith is not feeling. It is to know. It is trusting when the senses fail. It's walking when your feet are shaking. It's saying amen even when your heart doesn't understand. God did not promise you a path without stones. He promised to be your ground when you stumble. He did not promise an absence of tears, but he made sure to wipe each one of them. I didn't say you wouldn't face the night, but that she would not have the last word. And as you walk, he goes ahead, opening doors that no one can close, closing paths that could destroy you. He sees you completely, not just what you show, but what you hide even from yourself. And yet, he loves you with an eternal love, with the zeal of a father, with the compassion of a mother, with the strength of a warrior, with the tenderness of a friend. With each dawn, he renews the breath of your soul. Even when you wake up tired, even when you open your eyes and the day seems too heavy, there is a breath of life that comes from above, and it is him, whispering, "Get up, I'm with you. Let's go one more time." His presence is not measured by circumstances. It is not limited to temples or songs. She inhabits the hospital corridors, the sidewalks where the steps are solitary, the dark room of those who cry in secret. There, in the place where no one sees, God finds you and calls you by name. "You are mine," he says. It doesn't matter what labels the world has given you. It doesn't matter what they said about you. You are precious in the eyes of the Most High, and there is no night so dense that it prevents his gaze from reaching you. Even when your faith wavers, even when you wonder if he is still there, he is, and it remains. He covers you with his wings. And there, under that invisible shelter, the impossible begins to happen. The soul that trembled finds peace. Fear gives way to confidence. Anguish dissolves like mist in the morning sun. Because his love is a shield that protects the heart from the blows of life, shield that silences internal accusations, shield that says, "You are more than that, you are mine." How many times have you been spared what you didn't see? How many times has something stopped you from leaving, from going, from being, and only later did you realize that you were protected? Heaven does not forget you. There are angels on your road. There are invisible hands holding your shoulders on days of discouragement. When you feel weak, remember, it is not your strength that sustains you, it is the faithfulness of God. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He who guarded Moses in the desert, who fed Elijah in the valley, who protected Daniel in the pit, is the same as watching over you, and when everything seems out of place, when chaos surrounds you on all sides, there is a place where you can run. It is not a temple of stones, is the heart of God. There is no rejection there. There is no rush there. There is love there. Love that heals old traumas. Love that redeems broken stories. You are not what they made you. You're not what they said you would be. You are the one God dreamed of before time, and He didn't give up on you. Therefore, even if 1,000 fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, you will be spared. Not by chance, but because He separated you, because your heart turns to Him even when you fail, even when you stumble. And the promise continues. He will send angels to guard you, not only in the body, but in the tired mind, in the overburdened heart, in the soul that is almost lost. And when you stumble, He will lift you up. And when you are on the edge of the abyss, He will pull you back. And when you no longer know how to pray, He will hear the groanings of your spirit and will respond. Like a father who understands even the silence of his son, there are days when praying is just crying, and that's okay, because God hears tears, God understands sighs, God reads hearts. So it remains, even tired, even confusing. Stay in that hiding place, because there, chaos does not reign. There, peace is king. There, His presence is the oxygen that sustains your soul. And when you cry out, He won't just listen. He will come, and it will come with deliverance, with restoration, with love. This is the God who calls you, not to judge you, but to lift you up, not to condemn you, but to transform you. This is the shelter of the weary soul. This is the love that does not abandon. This is the place where your spirit finds rest. As the days pass and the winds change direction, we realize that we have no control over almost anything, but there is a greater force sustaining everything, a love that never tires, a loyalty that does not fail. How many times have you felt too small to be noticed, insignificant in the crowd, but for God, you were never just one more. He knows every hair on your head, knows what silences you, what hurts you, what moves you. And when others look at you and don't realize the weight you carry, He sees, and not only see, He enters into your pain, inhabits your battles, and He whispers to you, I am with you until the end. Not even the longest night can hide your soul from Him. Not even the deepest despair can drown out His love. Neither your confusion, nor your coldness, not even your falls, can cancel out what He feels for you. There is a pact, written not on paper, but in the blood of a lamb, sealed with tears, with delivery, with grace. And this pact says, when you call upon me, I will hear you. It doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter if your voice comes out weak. It doesn't matter if you yourself don't believe anymore. He listens, and He answers. For the hiding place of the Most High, it is not a distant place. It's a space that opens up inside you when you decide to trust, even with fear, even injured, even tired. And there, you find shelter. Not a shelter that denies reality, but one that gives you the strength to face it. A refuge that doesn't keep you away from the world, but that gives you courage to walk in it. How many promises has He silently fulfilled? How many times have you been sustained when you didn't know where help would come from? God does not fail. It may seem slow to human eyes, but His answer always comes at the right time. It comes at the exact moment when the heart is ready. And sometimes it comes as a gentle relief. Other times, like a storm that takes away what hurt you. But come, it always comes. And He says, with long life I will satisfy you. Not just years, but life. Full life. Life with purpose. Life that is sustained not by love. Life that does not depend on recognition, but of presence. And what is the presence of God if not heaven itself touching the earth? It's the hug that you can't see. It's the lap that is not touched. but that is felt in the lonely early mornings. It is the balm that soothes anxiety. It's the gentle breeze that blows over fear and turns it into faith. You are not alone, never was. Since the womb, He has been keeping you, and in the days that have not yet come, He's already there, preparing paths where there is still no road. God is a Father who goes ahead, a shepherd who guides even when the valley is dark, a refuge that doesn't move when everything around it collapses. And He invites you, dwell in me, abide in me, because it is not enough to just visit the hiding place of the Most High. You have to live there, breathe there, build your home in this sacred place where your soul is seen, known, and loved. This hiding place is not made of walls. It is made of faith, on delivery, trustworthy, and when you decide to live there, you will see the difference. Wars will continue, but your soul will be at peace. The storms will come, but your spirit will not drown. The pains will exist, but hope will not die. Because God is a very present help, not absent, not far away. Present, there, in the midst of the pain, in the midst of doubt, in the middle of the fight, and He says, I will deliver you, not just from circumstances, but from despair, of loneliness, from the lie that says you are not enough. You are loved, chosen, saved, and that love is your armor. This grace is your shield. This presence is your salvation. So continue, even in silence, even without strength, even with tears in my eyes, because the hiding place of the Most High is real, and there your soul will find rest. Your heart will start beating again. Your hope will be renewed, and the promise will remain standing. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, in the shadow of the Almighty, he will rest. And when everything seems to be silent, don't fool yourself into thinking you've been forgotten. God's silence is never absence, but preparation. That's when He works the most. It is in silence that He sews the invisible threads of the miracle. It is there that He strengthens your roots so that when the storm comes, you remain standing. There is a time when He speaks loudly, but there is another where He just hugs you in silence. And even if you don't feel it, He is there. Even if you don't see it, He acts. Even if you doubt, He remains. Your name is engraved on the palms of His hands, and He does not forget those He loves. Never. That's why He sends His angels, not by merit, but for love. Angels to guard you on hidden paths, in the dark alleys of the soul, in the labyrinths of the mind, on days when you can't even understand yourself. They pick you up when you stumble. They surround you when you don't know where to go. They guide you when everything seems confusing. Angels you don't even see, but that are around you, at every step, in every tear, in every prayer that rises to heaven like incense. And when fear tries to shout louder than your faith, remember, you will tread on the lion and the serpent, not because you are strong, but because there is an authority over your life that cannot be explained with human words. God covers you with His wings, and under His feathers you find shelter. The threats will continue outside, but within you there will reign a peace that the world does not understand, because it doesn't come from logic. It comes from presence. It is a peace that says, even if everything falls apart, I am with you. Even if the ground disappears, I support you. Even if everyone abandons you, I'm still here. And this here is the place where your soul can rest. It's where you are whole, where you are free, where you are loved, even with your flaws, even with your questions, even with your scars. The Lord says, because He clung to me in love, I will deliver him. It is a love that does not demand perfection. It's a love that invites you just the way you are. Hurt, tired, confused, imperfect, but with a heart willing to trust. And that's where the miracle happens. In the heart that surrenders, in the soul that says, I don't understand everything, but I trust. And he continues, I will protect you because you know my name. Know the name of God. It is not just pronouncing sacred words, it is knowing, in essence, that he is a refuge, its shelter, its justice, its peace, its love. It's knowing that when everything else fails, he doesn't fail. That when everything breaks, he remains. That when everything breaks, he rebuilds. And when you call upon him, he will answer. It may take a while for your eyes, but it never fails. Because his answer does not come to please, comes to transform. And once again, he promises, I will be with him in trouble. It is not a promise of absence of pain, but it is a promise of companionship in the midst of it. It is a commitment of love. I won't leave you alone. I will go with you until the end. In anguish, he will be. In the fire, he will be. In the valley, he will be. And when the night seems too long, he will come with the dawn. And when deliverance comes, will come with honor. Not to exalt your strength, but to reveal his glory in your story. His salvation is not just to get you out of danger, it's to put you in a place on purpose, of fullness, of peace. And he concludes, with long days I will satisfy him, and I will show him my salvation. This salvation is not just the end of suffering, it's the beginning of a meaningful life. It's when you start living no longer for survival, but by mission, for love, by faith. Salvation is when your soul finally takes a deep breath and says, now I understand. Now I know. It was him all along. And so ends Psalm 91. But your journey doesn't end there, because now you know where to live. Now you know the hiding place. Now you have seen with the eyes of the soul that you are not alone. Then rest. It remains. Trust. For he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High and the shadow of the Almighty will rest, and this rest is eternal.